Good morning, happy weekend, and namaste, my friend. Welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac Weather. My name is Christopher Witecki. I am the sensei to Sirius joy, here to stand in my heart and walk in the light each day. Such a pleasure to walk by your side. I'm love casting live in 5 dimensions on this beautiful aqua temple of Gaia on Friday. Thank Goddess it's Friday. Thank Goddess. It's Friday the 13th, actually, which has a negative stigma in our collective conscious, I believe, because of the Knights Templar being kind of locked up and literally, taken prisoner is what happened. So those are some good men that were trying to protect our sacred side at the time. And so we've all been a little spooked by Friday the 13th since. But I think Friday the 13th will be good today because today is a Step 22 day, followed by a Step 20 through 23 evening. That means we're going to experience quantum breakthrough. Now, it's possible you may experience yet some more breakdown. I know I was feeling breakdown even last night. Just, so much just still pity party kind of energy and, still holding on to certain things and really having a hard time letting go of the old stuff myself. So starting to feel better today, and we'll talk about how that works. And later today, Step 23 rules. So even if you fall off the horse, you're going to understand why in the next 36 hours or so. And I've chosen this little picture because I believe we're going to find a little desert island that we can hold on to called faith. And I believe that we will have an understanding that allows us to come to the faith. So I don't think it's going to be blind faith. I think it will be true faith, and I think it will be a faith that stays with us for at least a year. But before we dive into that faith finding, let's first tame our brain, shall we, with the phrase of the day. I feel myself. I feel the world. It's okay. Now, first, this is important because we're telling the duality of our intellect, and that's how our intellect works in duality by comparison, right? So we're telling one of our dualities, hey, feel yourself with this one. Feel yourself. So be in touch with your own feelings. I feel cranky. I feel hungry. I feel whatever. Right? And feel the world. Oh, I feel her stuff. I feel his stuff. Oh, I feel his anger in the car. So the distinction of feeling yourself and feeling the world and making that distinction is what prevents you from having unnecessary breakdown or unnecessary lashing out. Okay, which can happen once we start to get very passionate, and because we're in Pisces, we got subconscious past life stuff bubbling up here. We really didn't mean it this life to say that. So if you separate feeling yourself from feeling the world, you put in a Scorpio boundary, a step 0, we drop a 0 around that like an inner tube, and that inner tube allows us to be a little less reactionary to the moment. Now, we may feel something from the world we don't like. And we will feel that, and then we will feel ourselves not like it, right? I feel myself, I don't like what I'm feeling in the world. Okay, all right, you know what I mean? So they're both matching as icky. In that moment, it's okay. It has to be okay. The only way you're going to float away to the desert island of faith is if it's okay. If it's not okay, you're holding on to the shark. If it's not okay you feel this way, if it's not okay to be you and feel this way right now, you're going to end up holding on to the icky feeling. It has to be okay. It has to move forward. Those are the magic words. So I feel myself, I feel the world, and it's all okay. Because I said so. I thought so. The serious step today is Step 22, and this adds up to a 4, which is a Uranus ruled day, an Aquarius ruled day, an I belong ruled day. That's what happens. We find where we truly belong at the end of a Step 22 day. And given the transit, because this is Step 22, this is the last 4, the last quantum breakthrough of the Pisces transit. So far, we've been doing nothing but cutting dead weight, swimming away from sharks, being haunted by our past, and, having to feel every bump and ride on the journey, So I believe that this moment is where we belong out of all this, finally the part where we get out of all of it, and I'm hopeful every turn that we're coming out of it, but I believe this is it. So you start with how you feel you are becoming. I feel I'm becoming a great man. I feel I'm becoming this. I feel I'm becoming that. All right? That's your flow of emotion, and that's what you know. That's what you want to feel is what you're becoming, right? And then you add on one more feeling to that. That feeling may be dude in the car that cut you off, you know. That feeling may be you bringing in another feeling to the I feel I'm becoming. So I feel I'm becoming a great man. Ooh, I feel, you know, Jennifer over there. Ooh, you know. I'm thinking of all these J names. So any Jennifers out there, you know, I was married to a Jennifer. That's how many there are there. So if you're like, oh, he's talking to me, it's like, I'm talking to all of you Jennifers. But it's like, the point is that you're feeling what you're becoming. I feel I'm a great man, and I feel this, or I feel that. And so those two feelings then come together and form a new feeling, a new belonging, a new matrix, either a new matrix with you and them, a new matrix with you and something inside yourself. I feel I'm becoming a great man. I feel myself becoming a filmmaker. It's like, oh, now the belonging of great man and filmmaker is kind of intertwined. And what you want to do is, in this new belonging, higher. Wherever you end up, it needs to be higher. Higher than it was, better than it was. And the second feeling can absolutely be what you want to come. That's the whole point, right? So you can feel the peace that you want to come, add it to the becoming, and then you belong to the peace. You see how it works? So try that, my friend. Now, tuning our own spiritual instrument. It is all about yellow, yellow, yellow. Listen to the Beatles' Yellow Submarine if you need to clear your third chakra. I find that helps a lot, actually, that song. It's got magic in it. But we feel what we're becoming, and then we add more feeling to that. That's us feeling the world. And then that leads us to a new belonging. And belonging is part of the crown. It's what supports the crown. And so it's what supports the Pisces. So our belonging is just under God. It's God belonging. That's how it kind of comes down from heaven energetically. And so by following all of our feelings, which is our spiritual voice, we come to our true belonging. And because we're in Pisces, it's aligned with our spirit. So let it go and let it flow. Let's take a look at the cosmic clock. So looking at the clock, you can see the hands are all pointing north, and our era hand and our year hand have been pointing north all year. So that means we are very future focused right now, and today our emotions join that party with the galactic center. We'll talk more about that in a second. First, the sun. The sun, which represents God, which is our heart and our love, and where the sunshine is blowing, is step 22 of Pisces. So that's the quantum step up into our highest consciousness, which you could say is our deepest subconscious. So we get into our deepest subconscious, which is connected to our highest conscious. I know it works paradoxically that way. And over the weekend, that is the desert island I am talking to. Now, fortunately, our smartass Mercury has caught up to the party. Mercury's at step 1 Pisces now. That means our mind is thinking about our hearts today. And through the weekend, our mind is thinking about our psychic awareness. So where our mind is finally aligned to all of this spiritual energy we've been working on for 22 days. The moon is in Sagittarius and already crossed Saturn and whatnot. Over the next 24 hours, crosses Pallas and the galactic center. Now, Pallas is the rich, spoiled daughter of Jupiter. It's where we blow our lotto money. So whenever you think about what you would do with your lotto money, that's your Pallas energy. You're sitting there creating this fine palace. That's really what I see in my client's chart, where they like dream big is Pallas, you know. So we're dreaming big. And what are we dreaming about? Well, we're dreaming about who the hell we are in context of God. That's the galactic center. And that dreaming big of who we are in the context of God is trining right into Venus, which means it's building and fertilizing the new I am statement, the new ego that is going to be released at the end of Aries. Now, Jupiter is a big part of this whole equation because we've been expanding our heart, expanding the connection to our heart since August 2014. Right now, Jupiter's at step 13, which is offering us the ability for our heart to subscribe to a different belief set. Ideally, the belief the heart creates, right? Since it's a world of creation, it should be the heart's constitution, the heart's declaration of independence, the heart's belief of the way it should be. It's your finger painting, right? So sometimes you might find through the weekend and moving into the higher consciousness, your heart has to believe that there is an island out there for you. Your heart has to believe and continue to stay on that path. You have to create that path, not try to discover something you haven't created yet, right? So allow your heart, believe in your heart's wishes. And then all this party going on the other side is the creation of the new ego. Now, thank Goddess Uranus is at step 15, because now it's going to get peaceful. The hard part of fighting our old self is ending, and that's what step 15 is about. The 5 is the mindfulness. That's because the smartass is on board now. And so as long as our mind is on board, we can keep growing this, all right? Venus is up there helping us grow it. Mars is now pushing that growth. So we're now, this is like with Mars and Venus, and we'll look at this in a second, this is like the little chickie breaking out of the egg. You know, it's like, you know, and that's kind of how we are somewhere in our life. You are a little chickie breaking out of the egg in a very Easter sort of way. Then Saturn at step 4, you know, I'm just walking around the clock here, but this is the early part of the Sagittarius, so it's like you want to have that galactic center meets oh holy God moment and be the glory of God now. That's what we all want, is to just express that glory right now, right? But step 4 says, hey, the hangout might be that you are still officially subscribed to an old belief structure. And a lot of my clients I've been reading this week, all of us have been brainwashed by bad Christianity in past lives, and we're still cutting away, you know, old belief structures like having a sacrifice and all these sorts of old Christian values that are way outdated for who we are becoming now as a species. So, you know, this means that by listening to your heart's belief about the way it will be, because you're creating it that way, you are officially abandoning some other belief structure, some other subscription to a set of beliefs that no longer work for you. And it's okay, right? So looking at the Aries vibration here, Mars is basically on top of Uranus. I figured out this is what's making me so damn irritable inside. Oh my gosh. You know, Sensei to Sirius Joy is my title that I live up to. You know, it's not always easy to do. But this is the spectrum, and you can see that we have this trine going back to Jupiter as well. So Mars and Uranus and Jupiter are talking, so the heart's wishes and beliefs are also pouring into the new us. And so you have this scissor effect where the greatest, you know, Venus is creating with the greatest vision of us with Pallas, and Mars is pushing and insisting that we step out of this old belief. Now, Uranus, Mars is at step 16, so today that means that whatever works is what you go with. Whatever works is what you go with, and then you're going to commit to that over the weekend, basically. Now, today we're at step 22, and step 22 is the quantum breakthroughs. But later in the afternoon, we move to step 23, where we'll be tonight and on Saturday, through Saturday. So that's where we put it together. And step 23 is 2, the emotion, 3, the belief. So that belief that's been brewing that I've been talking about, you want to go ahead and feel that belief tonight and feel that belief tomorrow. And then what happens on Saturday night is another quantum belonging. What happens is you're taken up a little higher if you've followed that belief. If you haven't followed that belief, you're knocked down again and you're still trying to figure it out. So that's how it works on Sunday night. Then Sunday night it gets very cloudy as step 25 rules, and we get into the Grand Master degree of Pisces. I'll have more on that on the Monday show. So let's move on now to how to add this all up and the spiritual posture today to take with today's Joy Quest. So for me, I believe that we want to cruise the island. That's the Joy Quest. You don't want to get too involved in what you end up bumping up against. That's my opinion. I think at this stage, we want to observe. So if you can get into a state where you're observing your feelings and you're observing how the feelings are affecting you, you'll be in the best place to just cruise around the island. And honestly, we need to cruise around the island. Like, can I have faith in this? Is this going to work? So you're swimming around, just seeing, you know. And so today you want to, you know, surrender to what your heart believes the way it ought to be. And I know that's hard. It's so hard to let go of, like, how it hasn't been that way ever before. I know, it's hard. But you say, this is what my heart really wants. That's what we have to put our heart into. And that's what basically indicates where we swim towards. Oh, that looks shiny. That looks pretty. All right? But through the whole weekend, as you're trying to put it all together, if you bump up to something, it's okay. I'm just cruising the island. We're not going to dedicate. We're not committed. We're not stuck here. It's Pisces. We're not sticking anywhere. We're going to keep floating to the very end. We also have a solar eclipse in about a week that's going to stamp at step 29 this energy, which is powerful. Step 29, Grand Master Pisces, final push-off from God consciousness. So we really want to cruise the island. We really want to feel where this faith is, because this solar eclipse is going to knock it, skyrocket, out of the park. All right, so just cruise the island this weekend and come back on Monday for more. So for those watched over in the Personal Sensei text message business here, where I text you all day and trying to keep you in your heart, at 9:09 a.m. today we'll talk about precisely what is your heart is looking for, so you can feel satisfied in the day. And then at 11:11 a.m. I'm going to actually talk about where the solar eclipse will kiss you next Friday. That's when we have the solar eclipse. So where in your personal life, that is, will it kiss you? And then at 3:03 p.m. I'll actually give you a preview of where the April 4th lunar eclipse will hit you in life, and that will be a bit more of a hit. And what that is that lunar eclipse on April 4th is actually going to kind of be the final death of the old ego. So if we're standing on that ego, it's going to be an earthquake, right? We'll be talking about that, and I'll be helping you with that in the Sensei Network. Now, if you'd like to join the Personal Sensei Network, it's only $19.95 for a month, and I'm already taking subscriptions for April, where I'll be of great assistance for times like these. And that brings us to today's telepathy. I am thinking, of a Pisces president. So these are all three Pisces presidents, by the way, if you know your American history. One of these I am thinking of because one of these presidents I am very fond of. So is it number 1, James Madison? Number 2, Andrew Jackson? Number 3, Grover Cleveland? Which of the Pisces presidents am I thinking of? I'll have the answer right after this. Stay tuned. Introducing Secrets of Birthdays. Bow chicka bow wow. Are you ready to find love? Bow chicka bow wow. Your secrets are coming out. Bow chicka bow wow. All those sexy secrets are available at secretsofbirthdays.com. Bow chicka bow wow, baby. Hello, my friend. I've recorded a new video at soulmart.me about the upcoming Sirius Joy Camp. I probably answer most of the questions you might have, so come on down to soulmart.me and take a look-see. See you there. And welcome back to Namaste Today. So for today's telepathy, I don't know if you got an image. The question was, what president was I thinking of? What Pisces president was I thinking of? Was it James Madison? Was it Andrew Jackson? Or was it Grover Cleveland? The answer is Andrew Jackson. I love Andrew Jackson. He was quite a firecracker, if you don't know. In fact, he was the first president to notice that our national banking system was extremely corrupt. And he actually extinguished it in a very clever way, but as soon as he left office, the corruption came back, as it always does. But got to hand it to him, he was quite a firecracker. Then on the other side, he killed a lot of Indians and was part of the Trail of Tears, so that's not good either. So, you know, Pisces, you got both fish swimming both ways. Kind of hard call. But out of those Pisces presidents, Andrew Jackson, one of my favorite. Number 1 favorite president, though, George Washington, who was also a Pisces. So let's move on to the rock and roll gospel. We are looking at rock and roll Pisces, and I was doing some research, and this next person is an amazing musician, but as it turns out, not a Pisces. His name is Smokey Robinson. He's born right on the line, so when I was doing the research for Pisces, he came up a lot. But he is actually a grandmaster, step 29 Aquarius, and if you don't know, a forefather of Motown. And I've chosen Ooh Baby Baby, right? This is a song you will recognize. You've heard it in every film that wants to license music affordably. I hope he's getting royalties for this, but a great, great song, and just kind of keep in your heart as you're floating around and cruising the island. But before you go island hopping, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters and how they're feeling today. And I'm going to tell you how you'll be feeling over the weekend. So this is a true weekend forecast for you. Starting with the Scorpios. Sunny and valuable today for the Scorpios. Over the weekend, though, your mind is preoccupied with thoughts, mind games, etc. And you do want to keep the peace there, Scorpio, in your thoughts. So keep the peace so you can float around the island all chill-like. Step 1, the Leos, sunny and chid-like. And that is childlike. That's today, feeling really good and creative. So get your fun over the weekend, because over the weekend, get your fun out today, because over the weekend, you're feeling hyper-aware of your health and your lifestyle. Might feeling a little cooped up, might need to get out over the weekend, is what I'm saying. Step 2, the Cancers, sunny and learning today. Over the weekend, though, you are feeling yourself really closely and feeling your relationship. So be careful, be nice to yourself and how you respond to yourself over the weekend, Cancers. Step 3, the Sagittarius, is sunny and cool with the moon in their sign for most of today. But you're going to be feeling rather productive and rather valuable through the weekend. So it's a good shopping weekend for you, so to speak. Go spend some of that cash. Step 4, the Aquarian, sunny and social today, but going inward through the weekend. This weekend you'll be feeling private and spiritually withdrawn. So doing a lot of spiritual soul searching, as you should. Gemini, step 5, sunny and sentimental. But over the weekend, you're feeling private and withdrawn. If you have someone you're very close to, you might want them in your space. Otherwise, leave me alone will probably be the mantra. Step 6, the Libra, and sunny and pensive today. Over the weekend, feeling emotionally sensitive, I believe, and a bit tired. So you'll probably need to nest and rest this weekend. Give yourself a little break. Step 7, the birthday Pisces, sunny and professional today, and social over the weekend. Super weekend for a Pisces birthday party. I'm just saying the Pisces will be feeling it, everyone will be feeling it, and it'll be passionate, so you might want to plan it. But over this weekend, go out, say hi to your friends. Step 8, the Capricorn, sunny and spiritual today, but sunny and cool once the moon moves in their sign. So you'll be feeling sunny, strong, and very chill, I'd say, through the weekend. The Aries, step 9, sunny and learning today, but more professional through the weekend. And you'll be feeling very future-driven. So if you still just can't get off the couch today, don't sweat it. You'll feel motivated on Saturday and Sunday. The Taurus, step 10s, sunny and withdrawn today, and probably private and continuing to be private through the weekend. That's just what I'm manifesting right now, but also what the stars say. You are also working on social placement with this Pisces energy. And the Virgos, sunny, nesting, and resting today, but creative and childlike and fun through the weekend. So have some fun, Virgo. Do something for yourself. So looking at our Lightwalker parade, hey, if you're on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. It helps us. And on Facebook, you can be our friend, become to soulgarden.me. You'll find I do all sorts of interesting posts today. And you can be on our email list by going to soulmart.me, where you also find the ability to buy readings and whatnot and hang out with us in other ways. The Sirius Joy Camp is one great way. If you want to do some soul spring cleaning, I don't know if you realize this, but I have lined this up with the birth of that new ego that I've been talking about. So we actually have a class on the day of the lunar eclipse, the day that that false ego falls. So this is all about knowing who you are and preparing your new ego for the new year. And if you want to come down to soulmart.me, it's a great time to buy a ticket this weekend. Now, if you subscribe to Sirius Joy in April for $19.95, I'll give you that $20 back off of your Sirius Joy Camp. Seriously. So it's really a package deal for April to launch you into the summer and the new year. Check it out at soulmart.me. And the ladies and I had another fabulous show. This time we talked on Modern Mommies about kids and video screens. I have a 17-year-old son. I'm the modern daddy on the show. And if you come to modernmommies.tv, you can kind of hear us hanging out. It's really us just, folding, doing laundry, talking. I guess this is my past life woman in me coming out. Thank you so much, my friends. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you showing up. I am looking forward to finding my little island of paradise. I hope you find yours. I'll see you on Monday with more. Remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.